Good afternoon, Swirly Nation, and welcome back to Detroit, Michigan for the final round of the border battle. We'll match up the Brantford 99ers and your Pittsburgh Penguins Elite. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Detroit, Michigan for today's contest. It is the finals, the last games of the border battle, as the top 8 U.S. teams will face off against the top 8 Canadian franchises. So far, the U.S. has been, I don't want to say dominant, but very, very good in this border battle. The number 1 Canadian seed had 9 points. Number 2 seed got there with 6. While the Penguins' 9 points earned them, I believe, a 4 or 5 seed. There was a 5-way tie with 9 points and 2 unbeaten U.S. teams through this border battle so far. Games going on at the other rink, and I believe we'll get you some out-of-town scores throughout this game as they add up the finals here of the border battle. This game is going to take place between your Pens and the Brantford 99ers, one of the top, I believe, 10 teams in Ontario and in Canada. So a great matchup here for the Penguins. Brantford looks to be a big team, big, strong, likely fast like all the Canadian teams. We'll probably see an organized brand of hockey as we get ready to roll here. Keys to the game today, I think, the forecheck. It's been the story of the Penguins season. When they're fast and aggressive on the forecheck, with that support, creating turnovers is when they create the most offensive chances. And in the defensive zone, you've seen their organization. It's probably the number 1 thing they've worked on in practice. You see that amoeba-like style where it goes out and in, almost like a squid, where they're pressuring the puck and creating those turnovers and opportunities to get the puck, as well as the breakout. When the Penguins are moving the puck out of their own end and breaking the puck out successfully is when they're most successful in their own end. So joining us now, color commentator Colby Armstrong's here. And Colby, we were just talking about some keys to the game. I think in the offensive end, it was I mentioned the forecheck of the Penguins, and in the defensive zone, I mentioned that kind of amoeba style and the breakouts, getting good, clean zone exits.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, those are the starting points for sure. It's some of the success that we've seen when they've had success. As you mentioned, breakouts allowing us to play fast in a rhythm. I think that's been key, and you're right. I think that forecheck, once we get going and like little mosquitoes, kind of one guy and then just transitioning and supporting and kind of overwhelming teams, and then able to create and get a couple chances in the offensive zone after that. So we'll see if they've got their legs today, and lots of time to rest and think on the car ride home, but this is it.
Border
Team
battle
USA
finals
has to keep going, collecting points, and the Pens will have to do their part.
Even wearing the USA Hockey
you got
shirt
it
today,
going.
buddy?
Yeah, absolutely, bud.
Little USA Hockey Q-Zip.
I love it.
Not as good as the Cine TV Q-Zip.
No, you can get those at the merch store.
So once again, thanks everybody for joining us here on Cine TV for the finals here. It's the Brantford 99ers and the Pens Elite.
And we are getting going 20 minutes after as the game before us. Did you talk about that? A little bit of a gong show game with like 300 penalties and got all drawn out as the Caesars took care of the Marlboros from Toronto.
And quite a few penalties, some
insanity ensuing
parents
after.
Screaming and yelling afterwards at the official.
Yeah.
So, quite a contest before. Starting lineup for your Penguins in net: number 1, William Hanner. The defense pair: 16, Dalton Julius; 34, Rylan Althright, as Julius turns it over in the corner, and Brantford goes to work. Up front for the Penguins, the right wing, number 20, Cruz Armstrong. Your left wing, number 24, Brady Paris, and its center, number 78, Austin Wu. Parrish comes away with it, up to the line, no further as he tried to go across ice past to Armstrong. Shot comes in, kicked out by Hanner. The 99ers getting their name from a famous alumni of the Brantford hockey tradition. The only 99 in hockey lore, Wayne Gretzky, having played in Brantford as a youth. I believe he was a 4-year-old on their U18 team. As Hartman comes up the right-hand side. He finds Filiaggi. Filiaggi coming off of a big game yesterday in the 2-1 Penguin win. This one kept in by Carter. He finds Hartman. Hartman all around the puck as well over the last 2 days. It's Hartman peeling off the wall with power, cutting to the middle, winding, and it's swiped away at the last second. Back pressure from Brody Carter as the 99ers will dump it in behind the Penguins' defense. Kaminsky leaves it for his partner, Merlot. Merlot up for Carter. Players come together. The puck pops free, and a shot by Brantford sails wide of the Penguins' cage. Opposite corner action here. If you've been following us all weekend, you've seen most of the play coming from the other side. This time we're in the opposite corner, bringing a little bit different vantage point as Brody Carter gains the red line.
From the other side.
I love that it's you this time and not me. My mother
Just to
will
get your
as well.
mom going there. Yeah, I'll save you. I'll save you the embarrassment. I'll do some singing today.
As the Penguins woo, crashes in, fires one, glove hand side, it's stopped and held. It'll be an offensive zone draw for the Penguins. Penguins 3-1 in this border battle.
All close games.
All one-goalers, yeah. So every play is going to matter. As it'll be Villela at the point. He tries to fire it across the ice to Evans. Good support by Wu. It'll be back at the point for Starr. Starr lofts one towards the cage. Going for the deflection was real. It'll end up in the corner and cleared, where Evans will pick things up in his own end. Cuts up the middle. Weaves to the outside. He'll be joined by Wu, and he finds him, who lasers one just wide. Real to the rebound. He swipes at it. It'll end up behind the cage to Wu.
Fire that.
Wu rips one that's up and over the net. It'll be Real to the puck.
What's going on? The net's off,
The net,
I believe.
Evgeny Kuz, and the net is off.
I like to see on those rotations down there with Wu coming off the wall, or just maybe someone hanging out net front a little bit, too much perimeter, trying to be open all the time, just getting to those harder areas and cleaning up something. You never know what can happen. You get in those shooting positions, and we've seen Filiaggi rewarded with some ugly ones around the net.
Greasers. The Greasers. It'll be a shot from Julius that sails wide. Penguins not hitting the net here early in this one. We've seen a number of shots, and a number of shots avoiding the cage. Haven't really tested this goalie just yet. Back to the point. A great shot block by Parrish comes to Armstrong. He's got Filiaggi. A nice tap between the wickets. He'll carry it up the left wing side. Into the middle where he stops, creates space, possesses the puck, and finds Parrish. Parrish has it roll off his stick, but stays right with it in the corner. It'll be down low to Filiaggi. Filiaggi with a little switch with the defenseman, goes cross ice to Kaminsky. Kaminsky back to the corner to Parrish. Penguins controlling the puck here in the offensive zone, as Brantford will take it away and reverse it, trying to exit the right wing side, left on your TV screen. They'll pop it all the way up in the air and down to the Penguin line for icing. So we'll head back to the other end here. Brantford in black. Looks a little bit like an Oiler jersey. Wonder why that might be. The 99ers in black. Very similar to the Oiler circle logo with a 99er in the middle. Black, red, and white color scheme. Black helmets, and the Penguins are in gold. I love gold. It's the gold jerseys with the Penguin logo on the chest. The black pants with gold stripes, the gold socks with black stripes, and the iconic gold Pens Elite helmets. It's the line of Hartman, Wu, and Carter working in the offensive zone as the 99ers come up. Right into your kitchen as they'll dump it behind Hanner. Or maybe living room. Probably living room, maybe den. area that you're watching from. As Wu carries up the left.
Oh,
Leaves it high
nice.
spot. Brody Carter there. And Dylan Hartman in the net. That's crashing the net, folks. Dylan got behind the goaltender looking for the deflection.
That's funny. Yeah, that's a great play by Wu. Good patience entering the zone, and also a great job with Hartman driving the net for Brody Carter to not rush too much and too quick into that high man area. You're just hovering in that spot, and was able to get a one-timer shot off and create some havoc with, as you mentioned, Hartman smashing around in the blue paint and spread eagle down there.
Here's pressure from Filiaggi, then Evans freed up to Filiaggi. It'll be kept at the line by Starr. To the corner for Real. Good body position by Brantford, but following on Filiaggi to break the play up, and he'll get it out to Jake Starr. Starr goes off the wall, looking for the corner, finding a 99er. A tap off the wall. It'll be Villela getting to it, leaving it nicely for Starr. Starr lightly off the boards to himself, and it's dumped back in by Brantford. Brantford rimming it around. It's Real on the right wing side. Head up looking, finds Filiaggi, a great outlet. We talked about those in the pregame. Here's Evans to Filiaggi. They've connected before, and Filiaggi sends this one screaming wide on the backhand. Evans right there with the forecheck. His shot blocked off of a skate. Back pressure from Real as he's able to force the turnover to Filiaggi. Filiaggi dangles behind the net, loses it for a second, but stays with it.
Penalty coming now to somebody.
It'll be Brantford as they think they went for the hit on Philly. I think they missed the hit, but they're going to call it anyway. And the Pens are going to head to the Seven Fields Wealth Management power play, a checking call.
I was unsure what happened right there. The big number 9 here for the 99ers will go off. And I wasn't sure. It looked like maybe Filiaggi kind of bumped him off the puck, and maybe there's a mix-up off a battle. Did you see that? I didn't see it.
I think he went for the hit. He just kind of missed Filiaggi. It sounded loud into the boards.
It sounded loud, and then it created a...
And the referee raised his arm. It'll be Wu, Parrish, and Armstrong up front with Julius and Ofterhide, the power play unit for the Penguins. A pass back to Julius, rolling puck, bounces over his stick, and the Pens will regroup at center. It's Wu, weaving inside, cutting outside, leaving it for Julius. He'll set things up down to Wu. Good play. Creating odd man numbers down low as it comes back to Ofty. Ofty with those silky, silky mitts. All the way behind. Looking. Net front is Paris weaving it on the backhand. It somehow stays out. And cleared by Brantford. A nice passing play on the power play that results in a scoring chance for the Penguins. 24 Paris. Here's Wu with it. He'll get it to Armstrong. 35 left on the power play. Puck off the stick of Paris. The 99ers with the Penguins changing. This could be dangerous. They created a 2-on-2 as the Penguins forwards were getting off. Here's Kaminsky. Up to Hartman. Hartman tap pass to Filiaggi. He controls. Weaving through center. Leaving for Hartman. Back to the corner towards Filiaggi. Now to Kaminsky. Kaminsky off the stick of Filiaggi to the corner where Hartman battles.
We've got to get to the middle of the ice, off the wall, and change sides here. It's some movement. We're keeping it too log jammed on the one side on the power play.
Player comes out of the box as Hartman gets the puck in the middle. Looking, firing, it's kick save and a beauty. Rebound forced wide by Carter. Back to the point for Merlot. Merlot's shot just avoids the post. There's Kaminsky tapping it further. Here comes Carter. Bouncing puck to Hartman. Over to Filiaggi. Filiaggi twists. Forces it further. It'll be the 99ers behind their own net. Rimming it around right to Filiaggi. Brantford gets control. They'll ice the puck. And the Pens will get a line change here. Obviously, power play now over. 7:04 left to play in the first period. A 0-0 game. Colby, so far I think the Penguins have had the better play.
They have. They've been controlled, and a few things here and there of what I think their idea of playing would be, and for the most part, being able to execute that, which has allowed them puck possession and creating opportunities, whether it's off the rush or off the cycle.
there's one thing I'd like to see, it's probably hitting the net a couple times.
Yeah.
Probably at least a half dozen shots over the cage.
Yep.
So Evans finds Wu. Wu's got Reel. He'll hit him. Reel delays. Tries to go back to Wu. He'll pick it up in the Brantford zone.
Here's a good
up
chance
high to
hit
Villela.
the net here.
Villella's shot blocked out front. Reel to it. Swiping it away is Brantford. It'll come back to the high slot. There's Evans. He'll fire one down low off the side of the cage.
It's just relentless forechecking here now. It's one guy, then the other guy getting their chance to go and smothering. So able to keep this Brantford team hemmed in their end.
Battle in the corner. It's Reel. Coming away with it back to Villela. Villela looking to Starr. Starr shot off a pad in front for Reel. He pushes it just wide back to Starr though. Starr winding, firing. That's off the backside of a 99er. Reel in the battle mode right now, getting control and knocking it in behind the net. Wu on the initial forecheck. It comes off the stick of Villela. He'll battle at center. It'll be forced all the way into the Penguin zone.
Good shift there. Relentless pressure. Couple chances came from it also.
Hanner sets it up to
look at
Starr,
that.
finding Armstrong up to Filiaggi. Tic-tac-toe go the Penguins as Filiaggi tries to cut to the middle. It's off of a skate and cleared up by the 99ers. 97 for the 99ers. Defended well by Ofterhide. Ofterhide getting control, stopping, starting, creating some space, and working the breakout to his partner Julius. Up ice off of Filiaggi, then Paris, then offsides.
Great play that we saw at the start of this shift was D to D to winger, back to D in the net front, which was Villela, who jumped up, and they got out of their zone quick and got up the ice. And those are little add-ons to plays, to breakouts that you start to see where they're starting to look at different places at getting out and see the brains start working.
We don't have the chat functionality right now, but I think we're doing a pretty good job giving you a live stream.
So they haven't critiqued my singing yet, which is good. We don't have to see the comments, and I'll be crumbling in a corner, sucking my thumb, getting destroyed on the chat.
You can hit us up on Twitter and or Facebook if you want to get some comments over to us. But right now, we don't. I know you have access to the chat function, so feel free, grandmas, to continue your chats about your favorite Penguin players, but we might not see them as Hanner kicks one out as the 99ers try to get some zone time. Penguins kind of bouncing puck in front of their own cage here, creating some havoc. A one-time slapper off the stick of Filiaggi to the corner. Now they'll battle along the wall. It's Julius, supported by Filiaggi. As it comes free for a shot off the side of the net. There's Ofterhide defending into the wall. It comes free, and it'll be Paris taking it out of the zone. The 99ers will try to regroup at center. First real sustained pressure here from the 99ers in a 0-0 contest. Passed in front, streaking in with a one-on-one opportunity, and there's Hanner with the stop. The Penguin netminder coming up huge.
99ers looking to push back here, a little forecheck of their own, jumping on pucks, and a hard-fought cycle shift as they're working along the boards and trying to free something up and getting their D activated, jumping down through the middle. Will be tough for these wingers to be aware of those types of plays.
Couple good shots from the point, and then finding that guy streaking down the middle as they were working that puck into the middle. Maybe something you mentioned earlier the Penguins need to look at.
Here we go again, another
battle mode behind.
Smash mouth shift.
Kaminsky knocking a player down in front. Hanner with one save, now two. It's loose in front of the Penguins cage. As it comes free, it'll be out to the point. Winding, firing, blocked by Carter. Pressured
like
by Wu. And the Penguins escape with the puck. Wu with speed, offensive zone. Nice stop, pull up, finding Carter. Carter will loft it towards the cage. Blocked by Brantford and cleared. So the 99ers in full pushback mode here as Kaminsky gets control. He goes up to Hartman. Off the wall, out to center. controlled by the 99ers. Penguins, Kaminsky. Pressured from behind, in front, another great chance. Stopped by Hanner, back to the point. Shot comes in off of Carter again. He's like a magnet for these shots. Penguins have to be careful here. End of a bit of a elongated shift for these 5. It'll be tapped by Carter, can't get it out. Wu will get there. He gets it up to Carter. He gets it to the line and cleared, and the 99ers will take it in offsides. Penguins being bailed out by number 1 in net right now.
Battling for every inch, and right now 99ers have been able to tilt it in their favor in these battle situations, getting the puck out at the blue line or small little stick battle here down low in the corners.
99ers doing a little bit better job getting it kind of into those scoring zones with their puck control. As I bet you they're out shooting the Penguins with shots on goal. Not shots taken, but shots on goal for sure.
Oh!
As Starr takes one up high. Villela wins a battle. He's up the ice. Carrying to the middle. Leaving it for Evans. Evans will wedge it down the wall. Filiaggi picks it up. Carries behind. Turning back to the point. Here's Villela. Back to Filiaggi. Back to Villela as they give and go. Shot comes in, gloved and held.
Good play up top on rotations up top and give and go. And Tino Villela having a heck of a weekend. Great decision making in his own end and then up ice as well. Creating off of a upper offensive zone rotation and cycle to get a puck towards the net.
Filiaggi over the dot. Winning towards Real, but stepping into 99er. Good activation by the wings of Brantford. Gets it all the way to the Penn's end where Starr begins the breakout process. He'll find Real. Real gets to the middle. He was trying to go all the way across, I think, to Evans. Broken up, but played forward by Villela. Evans on the forecheck. Supported by Real. Freed up in the Penguins' end for Julius. He goes off the boards right there. 3 Brantford players. That's one where you may want to see a reversal. They're outnumbering that strong side.
See, we've got to get it out this side right here. When you get it down in this zone, it's okay to be in our zone. Just controlled and get it out of the outnumbered, outmanned areas.
Dumped in. It'll be Ofterhide in the Penguins' end. Penguins completing a line change as Brantford takes it away. Drives the middle, swiped that, and defended well by Ofterhide to the corner. Battling there. Out come the 99ers. A slick move to the middle of the ice. One shot, 2 shots. Hanner keeping everything out right now. Here's Paris. And the 99ers are just pressuring the Penguins right now. They've flipped the ice here in the last 4 minutes after the Penguins controlled the beginning. Wu streaks up ice with 2 seconds left. It'll be a horn to indicate the end of 1. A much-needed break here, I think, for the boys in gold.
Well, I think they just need to get organized and comfortable with being under pressure in their own end and then having distinct game plan. I know they've been working on getting it out of trouble, getting it to the weak side of the ice instead of being under pressure and being panicked and forced to ram it right back in there. Just a little poise, hang on to a puck, bump it to your guy on the other side. I think that has to be preached because they clean that up, then it takes away the forecheck. Just completely takes away the forecheck to have them start chasing the puck, and they'll be able to get out a little easier. So
look for those adjustments in the second period.
That's what I would do. And be preaching and make sure, because as a defenseman, you can control the game pretty good just by making those outlets and supporting and being patient on pucks to make it available to get out of your zone a little quicker, at least under control a little bit better, and make this forecheck become nothing by doing that. So good period by Hanner, though. Again, I think he's building off his last start as well, where he was really good. Was it the Marlborough's game on the Olympic sheet where he had to be pretty good, having another good game where he picked off from last game.
We did get a glimpse of Chad here. Looks like Grammy Stats checking in. She's rooting for the right kid this time, Cameron.
That's good.
As I do believe they probably have squish at the rink at UPMC as the 2011s are taking on the U14. girls in a scrimmage.
I'm going to check. What am I looking at here? I'm going to try to look up
the out-of-town scores for us.
Yeah, let's see what we got here.
Paris pressuring the puck. Brantford.
Ravens smashing the Bills here early, which is Bills one of the better teams. Well, of course, Baltimore, our nemesis here in Pittsburgh, as they're down 3-0 to the Jets.
The Steelers.
Yep.
Well, that's not good.
No.
So that's a big hit along the wall. The Penguins are going to head back to a power play as Armstrong weaves in. Faking one way, possessing to the corner. And they'll take it away, and the whistle will sound. We're going to have a roughing call here. 83 for the 99ers heads to the box. Minute and a half of Seven Fields Wealth Management power play time here. It'll be Evans, Reel, and Hartman.
And Paris did a good job entering the zone there, using his body to shield as he took on some pressure. A little bit too much aggressive pressure he took on, which will draw a penalty here. We'll see if they can set it up. And
Evans wins it. Hartman taps it back to Starr. Starr joined by Villela at the points. Down low to Evans. Twists out of the corner, finds Reel.
There you go.
Reel
Nice.
drives in. Back down low to Evans. Back to Reel. Give and go. Big save. As Evans, with some back pressure, able to take the puck away.
Scooted right under big number 9's armpit there.
A little stinky armpit for 43 as he'll drive in,
there.
stopping, looking. He's got Reel again. He's yanked down, and we'll have another. It'll be a 5-on-3 here. A trip, the call, and the Penguins will have a 5-on-3 man advantage in a tie 0-0 game in the second. Turkey meat table, right, Colby?
Absolutely. So what are they going to look to do here? They're trying to give them some direction. If they could set something out and really work the seam passes from one side to the other up high for a shot.
First step, puck possession.
Yep, you got to get on it right here.
So Evans in the corner.
On it. You got to get guys in there. And
it's rimmed around. It'll be controlled by Starzy. Starzy looking. He'll lose control briefly, picked up by Villela. Penzo will try to reset things. Down low for Evans off of a stick. He'll get control, realize he has numbers, and play it back to Reel. Penguins Reel into the middle. Rolling puck. He breaks free, looking, shooting one. That's another miss there high in to the blocker side as it'll be Evans driving off the wall in front for Hartman. The net kicked off, and we get a stop in play.
Well, we've seen that happen here few times where nets pop off a little easy, but nonetheless a good chance, as you mentioned. Just missing top corner as Reel worked himself into a good shooting position off the wall here. Puck possession, as you mentioned, so key. So we get possession here.
Paris taking the draw as we change up power play unit here. Still 5-on-3 for 18 more seconds. Starr to Carter. Up top to Starr. Walking in, finding Filiaggi. He'll shoot one just wide. Picked up by Brantford and cleared. A big clear and a 5-on-3 will end the 5-on-3, and it'll be a
Offside.
And the clock's still running. Clock's still running for some reason.
It's off now.
About 6 seconds come off the clock. Post whistle. So the Penguins with 26 seconds left in what is a 5-on-4 power play now. Some good chances. Reel had a couple nice chances. That one shot just missed. As behind the play, Ofteride's pressured. He's able to work it to Paris. Paris tried to sweep it up ice to Filiaggi. Broken up by the 99ers. And we play giveaway at center. It'll be Ofteride. Indirect off the wall to Julius. Julius to Carter. Penguins try to control coming up, and it just misses the stick of Paris. Those little, just out of the reach, in the legs, those kind of things. That's Julius fires one hard at the net. That just misses. Here's Ofteride. Across for Julius. Julius was retreating back to his point spot. Penguins get Wu on the ice, a fresh body. Freed it up. Here's Filiaggi. Over to Wu. It's just behind him. Wu will be the first one to the puck, though. weaving in front, down low to Filiaggi. Filiaggi out of the corner. Here comes Ofty. Ofty. He'll drive it, switching with Evans. Evans with the puck. Up to Army. Army between the legs to Evans. Evans cutting to the backhand. Over to Julius for a one-timer that's stopped by the skate of a defender and cleared by Brantford. It'll be Army getting back to it first. Armstrong covering the point for the Penguins defense on that shift very well. It'll be Wu now with speed through center. Swiped away by a falling 99er, but carried on by Ofterhide. He loses control just a bit, and it'll be an offside play. Second period action. Just under 11 minutes to play. 0-0 game.
It was interesting yesterday, our last game against the Sioux, more of a speedy, chaotic game. This one more of a clogged up grind fest so far. Feels that way.
I think the Penguins have the ability to play multiple styles. They've certainly got speed. They've got a little bit of size, maybe not as much as this Brantford team. But Penguins have some big boys, some strong gentlemen. As the 99ers set things up now. Banked indirect off the boards. Twisting behind the net, centering one. Swiped away by Wu out to center. He'll pressure. That pressure forces an offside play, and we'll get a face-off at center. We got the NHL preseason starting as well. A number of games throughout already taking place. Any big storylines from the NHL, Colby?
Uh-oh, what happened here? Injury. Hold on a second. The
referee
got
is down.
Taken out by Real or vice versa. I'm not sure. He seems to be favoring his knee. Knee injury, maybe? I did not see that play.
I didn't either. Let's see if we can. It was right off a face-off. Real kind of stepped in, and the referee fell backwards on top of him off the draw.
Over him. He seems to be testing out that knee and hip as the referee. And no real storylines thus far that I can think of, other than the odd PTO player that has found his way into an NHL contract. As everyone's looking to solidify lineups coming up here to the start of the season, which
are you a fantasy
will start
hockey
in
guy?
a couple weeks. No.
No?
I don't know. Not much for fantasy football. None of that stuff.
No. Got the Cameron has a fantasy draft on the way home this weekend.
Oh, that'll be big for hockey this year, fantasy hockey.
Yeah. A couple of friends of mine have a league. He's taken over as general manager.
Wow.
Changed the team name, PPE Snipers. Not a big deal. Change the team name. He'll be taking that roster over a keeper league. So we already have some picks. What do you think of our picks? We got somebody named McDavid with a second-round pick as a keeper. And we have somebody named Draisaitl that we give up a 21st round pick for. And
he's worth it.
A 12th round pick for Adam Fox. So Fox, Draisaitl, and McDavid, the starting lineup so far for the PPE Snipers. I think that'll be a good start.
Sounds like a really good starting lineup, buddy.
As Carter blasts one towards the net. That's gloved away. And the 99ers come back up the center. And
so do you have to manage that every day with games and always be looking at it and doing
It's a little breakfast activity of making some eggs and toast and goes in and makes sure to set the lineup.
Oh, great little play there.
Great dish by Filiaggi finding Evans. Evans weaving to the middle through one. Has it swiped away, and it's just wide of the cage. Evans looks like he's got the wheels out there. We saw that back check. We just saw that play on the rush. Here in this one as Filiaggi twists in. He's bumped. Puck pops free. Pressure by the Penguins forces the turnover to Ofterhide. He'll battle along the boards right in front of the benches. It's a place where the snow just builds up. Do you want to build a snowman as Filiaggi weaves in,
Out.
leaves one for Evans. Read well by the Brantford defense, and back they come. Defended by Julius all the way behind. Here comes big 97 Wu. Streaking through center. Delaying enough, Filiaggi. He cuts in front, tries to shoot, just rolls off the heel of his stick. And back come the 99ers. Penguins mid-change. It's a potential break as they'll shoot one. It's kicked out by Hanner.
Kaminsky there to clear it, as we saw last game too. He pulled one off the goal line.
As Paris streaks in now. Firing, and that's it. It caught the inside of the post. If it caught iron.
Went all the way through, across, and I think hit the crossed right where the post meets the crossbar. It appeared. Made that solid post sound. Usually it hits that back bar, you can tell. It makes a different noise.
Kind of thought it hit the white bar kind of up underneath it that holds the netting, but it definitely had that post sound to it. As Hanner will cover in the Penguin zone, we'll get a whistle and a stop and play. So a post for Paris, 6:38 to play in what's become a bit of a back and forth, good puck possession, like you said, kind of strong puck possession game.
Battle grind schmozzle game.
A schmozzle.
Just a schmozzle out there at times, and it's just winning battles and being comfortable in battles, and the possession game involved in that.
Here's Real, tap pass in front, trying for Evans. He'll beat the guy to it, weaving through, tapping it to Hartman. Evans in, throws it towards the cage. Hartman crashes in, and Hartman's in the net again.
And that came off. Hartman's in the net again, and still this goaltender makes a toe pad save on the extra play. It was awesome.
It'll be Evans on the draw, flanked by Hartman and Real. Starzy and Villela. Puck pressure from Real. Frees it up for Starr. He banks it off the boards, but there's Brantford to get control. Evans stepping up at center. Icing will be the call. No icing. They'll wave it off. Villela will get control to Starr. Bouncing puck out through center. Real with a chip. This is where he's super dangerous. Cuts the middle, finding Evans. Evans will toe drag through. Pulls it to the backhand and just couldn't finish. It'll be off their hide.
Yeah. Not like that last game. That was exciting.
Hartman will dump it in. Real with the pressure. Hartman leaning in. There's Real supporting. Looking. He just made a filthy pass to Evans, who tried to dangle one through. Now it's Hartman in the corner. They've got Paris centering. Here's Hartman in front. One-timer by Ofty. Blocked and cleared by the 99ers. It'll be wedged in for Julius over to Armstrong. Armstrong up to Filiaggi. He's hopping into the zone.
Just hair everywhere.
As Filiaggi twists with it, leaves it for Julius. He'll tap to Carter. He's back into the schmozzle, shall we say. Up the wall come the 99ers. They'll poke it past Julius. Following on the back pressure was Paris. Penguins center so strong in that defensive zone. So powerful in the offensive zone, making an impact at both ends of the ice. As he's now on the puck, pressuring. Ofterhide gets up, gets right back in the battle, sending a shot at the 99ers that sails wide of the glove side. As they possess now in the Penguin zone. Here's Ofterhide. On the reversal, getting it up. Filiaggi has it swiped away. Ofterhide again. He'll go and reverse again. Penguins will try the opposite side this time. There's Julius tapping it up the wall for Carter. It goes the whole way to the point where it's kept in, though. Now it's Paris. Up to Filiaggi. Great gap to keep it in by the defense of the 99ers, and they weave to the middle for a chance. In front, stick on puck deflection by Carter is gloved by Hanner, and the Penguins will get a much-needed change in units.
Well, you can see it's just execution, right? All the breakouts there on that recent sequence was perfect. You switch sides, you get it to the winger, you try to bump it to the center, you got to get it out of the zone. It's just a little flip of a pass off the toe the wrong way, and you're unable to come out clean as this 99ers team continues that aggressive forecheck and good rotation with the forecheck.
Just talking with the 99er goalie, Dad, about how good, hard hockey, but clean this game has been.
Interesting story he just shared with me too, that he was at a game sitting with Cruz. They were 2 years old at a Leaf game together when I was playing there. So the dad was at the game with his son, the goaltender, right here, and playing against Cruz all these years later. Kind of funny.
Small.
I have to go look through the pictures and see if he's got a little buddy sitting next to him, and I'll go, hey, that's the goalie you just played against.
That's awesome.
That's a cool story. Before and after, yeah. That's what he said.
Wu in the corner. Evans will battle along the boards. Puck comes free. It's Wu tapping at it. Now Armstrong at center. Penguins can't quite get a handle on it. Wu will dump it into the Brantford zone. They'll try the dump and chase method. Evans on the forecheck. It's rimmed around for Armstrong. Kaminsky will keep it. He goes heavy off the boards behind. Armstrong right after it. Rimmed around. Kaminsky again. His shot attempt blocked, and back come the 99ers. Wu with the back pressure, but it pops free. One-on-one defending is the rubber man Merlot, forcing it wide. Wu picks it up in the corner and banks it off the wall for Armstrong. It just eludes his stick and ends up back at the Brantford line. Evans with the pressure, able to boot the puck, but the 99ers gain control. They're up the wall, pressured by Wu. Wu just lodges the puck. 99ers get control and fire one just wide of the post. I don't think Hanner saw that one through the screen. As the Penguins defenseman Merlot works along the wall. He was trying to wedge it up to Reel. Reel, the speed threat up that wing, trying to break free as Merlot battles behind. Now Evans looking for Reel. Cut off again. Brantford is dominating that strong side keep. Penguins need to continue to try to reverse. Evans will try the other side. It's to Wu, trying to go back to Evans. There's nothing but black jerseys in the way. A 3-on-1 developing. They just miss on the pass. They'll dump it deep instead. Penguins pinned in their own end again. And the puck is in dangerous areas right in front of that net. Reel able to get a stick on it, but not much, and now Evans finds him. An indirect pass. Reels in all alone. He'll wind, he'll fire, and he'll find blocker.
Good opportunity up ice, and you could see where he wanted to put it just under the blocker, but Van Haren with a poised positional save. He was out on top of his crease and handled that one very well. No rebound, nothing.
Reel had the puck pressure at the point and took off. Evans was able to come up with a loose one, go indirect off the wall, and spring the speedy forward on a break. As the ice comes into play here again, we've talked about it a few times. The 99er falls. Here's Hartman coming off the wall. He looks for Reel, who gets spun around. It'll be Tino Villela at the point. Back to the half wall for Reel. Pulls it off the wall, shooting one, and he'll find crossbar. Hartman back to it, looking for Villela. He'll pop it past Paris. Then the Pens will battle along the wall for Reel. Reel centering one off of a defender's skate.
Stuck now.
Swipe that, and back come the 99ers. It's a 3-on-2. Hartman on the back pressure. Potential 4-on-2. As Villela hauls down a 99er, we're going to head to the penalty kill. Tino Villela gets called for holding.
Some good opportunities up ice by the Penguins, and Reel and Hartman off the walls and able to create action into the middle, but then just got caught too far into that offensive zone where the 99ers were able to spring 3-4 guys up ice as they struggled to get back, and Tino Villela had to wrap up the 99ers forward off of that odd man rush, and they will try to get through this penalty kill here.
Brantford sets things up, battled by Julius in the corner. As they try to control, they work it down low. Now that low to high play. Worked along the wall. Bringing it back out in front, and no! I don't know if Anner got it or if it got sent wide.
It was a great job. I think Filiaggi dropping down as a forward in that high slot position to drop down and take care of the garbage that was laying in that crease.
Filiaggi able to wedge the puck out the center, a diving play. That'll end the second period of action. 51 seconds left on the penalty. So the Pens will start the third on a penalty kill. Welcome back. We'll switch sides. And in a goalie duel here, it's 0-0 Penguins and 99ers. Trying to get some updates on out-of-town scores for you. It's the Little Caesars with a win over the Toronto Marlboros. The LA Kings with a 5-1 win in their contest. I think they played Elgin. We had the Anaheim Ducks with a win for the U.S. side. And the Sioux Greyhounds getting a W against Mid-Fairfield to put Canada on the board there.
Of course, all these wins have different point implications. I'm unsure of one first place game to the fifth place game, which I believe we are right now, right?
Yeah, and every game's worth one, from what I understand.
Is that how it's worked? I didn't know. I thought the bigger, higher games gradually went up in points, so okay, I'm wrong.
So, least early indication, they've apparently removed the link that shows you all the scores a little prematurely, I guess. As Anner kicks one out, the rebound there, able to be popped up by Martin, and the 99ers strike first.
15 seconds left on that Villela penalty, and some good work just working it in front, and Hanner made the first initial save as the rebound kicked out, but big Martin standing in front, and it's just like a 56-degree little chip poke shot up and over top of him, and it'll be the first goal to crack the goose egg for 99ers, and the Pens will have to play catch up now here and battling back.
The opening face-off there goes the whole way back in on Hanner, who gets a cover. So the Pens will be on a defensive zone draw now. Wu, Reel, Evans, Kaminsky, and Merlot. The 99ers activating a defenseman on that draw, lining up with two guys to the inside. Only one back at the point. Penguins maybe need to find a way to take advantage of that. Here's Reel up the wing. He'll fire one off of a shin pad, falling down, following on though, and he'll trip somebody, no call. Penguins maybe get away with one as Evans controls behind. In front for Wu. Wu is murdered in front of the net.
Yeah, he was.
And the Pens will head to a power play.
The big 44 just followed up and into the slot there as Wu took a pass from Evans down low and was absolutely grizzly bear attacked. Mauled in front of the net, and an opportunity now for the Penguins. Minute and a half power play. We'll see if they can get to that middle of the ice and kind of work the umbrella up top, which...
Face-off won by the 99ers, and they'll pin it against the boards with 2 minutes left on the power play. Well, a minute and 20.
Seems to be working.
Yeah, I think this is a trash play, to be honest with you. Just take a puck and smash it against the wall, but it worked to wound about 15 seconds off, so Merlot will get to it now. Reel will retreat all the way to center. Penguins will try to reset.
Offside.
Pass between the legs of Wu will be an offside play. So I would have liked to have seen Reel try to stay in the zone there. He picked the puck up and just kind of retreated all the way out to center, which forced the Penguins to try to come back out and regroup.
But if you're going to do that, you got to come all the way back out further. It's really just to pull people out, pull their checkers out a bit, open up the ice a little bit, and give your players time to get out of the zone.
It'll be Paris controlling for the Penguins as they set their power play up. They'll have Filiaggi, now Villela.
Here we go, switch sides, there it is.
Over to Starr. Armstrong working behind the cage. They'll switch with Starr and get control. Weeping out from behind. A wraparound attempt on the backhand by Armstrong is kicked out and cleared by Brantford. Here's Villela. Over to Paris. Paris back across to Filiaggi. And the Penguins use that cross ice pass to gain the zone with speed and space. They'll set things up to Filiaggi. Down low, give and go. They'll run it a couple times now, and I think Brantford's starting to read that play. And they'll clear it up off the netting, so it'll be an offensive zone draw with 6 seconds left on the man advantage. Brantford with a power play goal. Penguins with a few seconds left here trying to even it up.
I'd like to see if we do lose possession, you got to have more numbers aggressively tracking that puck down. It's like we lose it and everyone's in their spots and they're comfy in their spots. It's like, hey, we got to get it back. Get on your horse. Get jumping.
It'll be Paris to take the draw, wins it cleanly. Armstrong feeds it back, but it's just out of the zone to Ofterheide.
You know, hang on to it here. This is good. We're back 5-on-5 though now. We've passed ourselves back all the way behind our net.
Now Armstrong with it. Cutting to the middle. Nice backhand feed to Paris. He looked for Filiaggi. A bouncing puck at the Brantford lines turned the other direction. Julius there with a stick to dislodge it. It'll come free to Filiaggi, who goes high and over the shoulder of an oncoming 99er. Forced back to the Penguins' end for Ofterheide to find Julius. Ofterheide doing a great job in this game of reversing and not going into the mess. Filiaggi will try it now. Back to Paris. In front for Julius. Julius rims it around to Hartman. Hartman with a tap off the wall, but it's read well and controlled by the 99ers. And now we're in that onside battle. Hartman with it. Bouncing puck. Gets it through the wickets. A big number 9. Good gap by Ofterheide to take the puck away and force it the other direction.
Oh, nice area.
Wu blazing down the left. Hartman with him. He'll cut in, weaving inside, outside. Shot comes off the goalie. He'll get his own rebound and find Carter, who pushes one at the net. Puck ends up in front and covered by the Brantford goaltender. 11:07 left in the third. Offensive zone draw to the left of the Brantford goaltender, who's been perfect thus far. Wedge to the corner. Hartman on the pressure. Brantford will rim it around, firing it up ice all the way to center, where it's controlled by the Penguins' Merlot. He turns it back to the line, but Hartman was still in the zone, so it's an offside play.
Yeah, this is a gritty game. This is a gritty, hard-fought. Not much time and space all over this ice, and majority of it played along the boards, just in battle situations.
Here's Carter off the skate of Hartman. He'll gather it in and get to Wu. Wu in front, bouncing puck, and the Penguins get a stick to it. They could not. Carter will force it to the corner, though. All the way back to the Penguin point. There was one again where all three forwards were already retreating when that puck got to the front of the net. Here's Merlot. Nice round behind the cage to Kaminsky. He gets it to Hartman. He smashes it off the wall out to center. Brantford will take control and they'll try to enter the zone. A crossing pass is defended well by Wu. It freed up to Merlot. Merlot tries to go up ice. He was looking at Hartman. It'll come to Carter instead. Battled for, and here's Hartman with it. Hartman up the left. He's got Wu with him this time. He'll fire one towards the cage. It's off of a stick. In behind is Wu. Wu battling, getting control. Penguin power forward, tripped up on the play, and it's back to the power play unless we can get one here as Hanner jumping off the ice. It'll be Starr driving in. 6-on-5 action here as the Penguins defenseman has control.
Evans backdoor.
Oh, it's just past his stick. Penguins will get to the puck. It'll be Starr. Referee arm still raised in the air for the penalty. Villela off of Reel, picked up by Evans. Evans scoots into the zone. And as it swiped away where the whistle blows, and we'll go to the power play here. So the Penguins power play has done a decent job of puck possession, had a number of good scoring chances, missed the net a couple times. The goalies had a couple good saves. But like you said, when they lose control, they've got to outnumber.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that'll happen. And that might be what they're talking about as head coach Jeff Hannon takes a timeout here, and they'll bring the Penguins over to the bench.
It's also maybe the coldest I've ever been.
Come on, you lived
we were
in
here.
Toontown.
I know, we were here early enough that we were able to watch that game before us, the Caesars and Marley's game that went on. It was a 4-hour game. I was stuck in this rink watching that game, and then now ours, and I'm paying the price.
You know who's not cold is Carter Schub at home right now,
Yeah.
watching live on
Mommy.
Cine TV.
Mommy, could I get some more hot chocolate, Mommy? Would you
But-
put some marshmallows in there, Mommy?
We're gonna be excited to have the Penguin forward back in action
Yeah.
soon as he's out with the upper body injury.
Yep. Shuby would be good in a game like this, too.
He would have probably ended up in the net a couple times with Dylan.
This is his style of game. As William Hanner seems to not only have a timeout, thankfully, but he is redoing his entire pads right now.
Make sure if you're watching us right now, if you're watching live or on replay, that you click the subscribe button here on Cine TV. Please remember, hit the subscribe button. Hanner with a pad issue. Or he's trying to have a garage sale. One or the other. Penguins will go to a power play. The power play unit will be Filiaggi, Reel, Evans, Villela, Starr. 9:10 to play in a one-goal game. Every game has been a one-goal game. Penguins need the pushback here. Great win by number 10, Filiaggi. Starr will control. He gets to Reel. Tried to go down low. Good stick by the lengthy 99er defense as Starr gets it. Finds Villela. Back to Starr as they set up that umbrella. Now back to Villela. With some time and space, back to Starr. Here's a Reel. Reel winds and fires one with a tough angle shot that's blocked. Here's Filiaggi back to Starr. Starr loses it at the line. It'll be an offside.
Sticks and passing lanes, just tipping pucks, unable to generate or smoothly generate any plays. And
This Brantford team's long.
they're big kids, use their sticks well and get in the way. And simplify a little bit. Just get it in a spot down the gut and you can get a shot and get pucks towards the net and have some bodies in there.
There's a good read by Filiaggi. Now it's Starr as Evans goes towards the net to the corner, shot by Villela, blocked and cleared.
Off another stick and then off another body, and
Here comes Villela. Over for Evans. Evans with some speed in. He'll control to the corner. In front, one-timer by Filiaggi. Ends up off of a skate. Now Villela. Reel leaves it for him. It'll be a battle along the boards. Can the Penguins outnumber?
in there. We need some more numbers on it.
As Filiaggi knocks the stick out of a 99er hand, and he's going to head to the box. Luca Filiaggi going to even things up here. We'll actually give the 99ers a power play because there's only 4 seconds left on the Penguin power play. Filiaggi with a cross check and a slash. I'm not sure which one they're going to get. They're going to call the slash. So he's tied up along the boards, probably took a stick himself, turned around with a cross check, but then they got him for the second whack that sent the player's stick flying. So 4-on-4 for just 4 seconds, and then penalty kill time as the Penguins will put some length on the ice themselves. Parrish and Wu, Julius and Ofterhide defending as the penalty expired on the 99ers. They try to extend to a 2-goal lead.
Where are we?
Working the corner. On comes the big goal scorer who heads to the net. Good net front presence here. Shot in on Hanner. He'll just flick it behind the cage.
You can see what they're doing, trying to set up and run this big number 9 here, back door, with Martin in the slot distracting.
Wu with the pressure at the point.
Here he is.
As it comes across, it'll come off of a skate, up to the blue line. Swiped that by Parrish. Just couldn't get control, but it's out to center, where we battle and Wu gets control. He'll loft a nice feathery touch to the corner, and the Penguins will change their penalty kill. Armstrong and Hartman up front. Kaminsky and Merlot on the back for the remaining 30 seconds of PK. Down the wall, picked up by Merlot. He reverses, but right to a 99er. They come working that right wing side.
Oh, don't let
Stepping out in front, firing one at Hanner, who's got it in the paraphernalia. With 10 to play on the PK. He just walked right off that back line.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's a horrible play to let that happen, but you don't want to rush over there and leave the net front guy wide open. I think we saw that happen last game, didn't we, against the Marlies? So maybe just hang tight, let Hanner handle that little stuff.
Maybe the Pettons could use that. They've been running that give and go, but it's been red recently. You know, could they come and there's a blast from the point that not the first but the second rebound find its way by, and 2 power play goals for the 99ers, both on rebounds.
Armstrong, not a natural centerman, or probably unaware of exactly what to do off of a lost draw, as he just kind of hunkered back down and let their defenseman walk right on that shot instead of freeing up and getting out to that position.
So the Penguins find themselves in a 2-goal hole. Back to 5-on-5 hockey. We'll see Hartman and Carter with Wu, Star and Villela. 99ers in, kick, save, rebound, sent screeching wide. Another good scoring chance as Star and Wu battle. Down low, Wu comes away with it. Up to Hartman. Hartman with some speed through the neutral zone, pushing back the 99er defense. Fires one at the net that's handled. Sneaky little shot. I thought that almost got through. Here's Star. As the Penguins are activating their defense, Hartman without a twig, kicking at the puck. He'll change for Real in front of the bench. A great reactionary blocker save by Hanner. As it's up the wall, it's Real. Real off the wall. He'll track it himself. Maybe if there's a signature play on this team, it's Real up that wall as he possesses now in the offensive zone. Cuts to the middle. Throws it in front. Rebound there, and they'll get it through! Luca Filiaggi picks up the rebound and fires one by.
It's where he's done most of his damage in and around that area, and Luca continues his hot streak here, and good job by Real, single-handedly down the wall, poking it, using his speed, out-muscles the defender off the puck, continues behind the net, spins off a guy, and then kind of blasts through 3 guys on that short side, and Luca coming off the bench, or coming late up into the play at least, and
you had a defender go to Evans and kind of shove him off the back post, but that freed up that net front area for Filiaggi to get there, as maybe we saw the kind of the opposite. When the Penguins let him come from out from behind, Hanner makes the save. In this case, they went to that backside player, and it freed up Filiaggi right in front of the net.
Decisions and what can come from those decisions, and the Pens were able to capitalize. And you know, I like that though. Like, that should be a lesson, right? Like, they got to get pucks into those areas. They've got to get bodies in, creeping in on those areas to score those kinds of goals that they just got.
As Real comes up ice, tries to send it all the way across to Evans. He'll get it in the corner, sending it back to the middle off of Filiaggi's stick. So the Penguins trying to put that puck into the danger zones here as Brantford will run a dump and change for Merlot up to Reel. Reel spinning in his own end, can't get out. Now they're stuck on that strong side as in comes Brantford. Good defensive play by Ofterheide to force it back. Reel with the pressure off the skate of Wu, and Reel can get loose. He is. It's an icing though, as it just eluded the Penguin forward. So 2-1 here as the Penguins have shoved back and made it a 1-goal game with 4 to play.
They push everyone up here. Looks like a battering ram.
Yeah, they've done this a couple times, has Brantford, bringing that defender up to the line, and there's another. This one comes off Anner, and Martin there to pop it by again. His second rebound. Everything's been a rebound here.
Yeah, just a face-off win in a battle. Tell you what, this 99ers team is battle-hardened.
So they make it a 2-goal game. The Penguins need to push back again. Wedged past Merlot, picked up by Kaminsky. He'll go up the wall to Parrish. Shen in front, avoids some Penguin sticks, but it'll be Merlot. Cross ice feed, spreading out the defense. Here comes Parrish with Wu. Army and trail. Tough angle shot, booted around. It's a rebound in front. There's Villela to shoot one.
And he gets
smoked. He's down.
No one saw that. Interesting.
Which is amazing because it happened at the puck.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the second time we've seen a kid mid-shot get absolutely smoked. They called the first one, it was Wu. This one has sent Villela crashing to the ice.
I got it right here. He comes in, takes a shot, and the kid absolutely just buried him with a hit. I don't know what he got, maybe winded him.
We got Hanner getting more pad repairs. Big hand man on the ice now, as Tino Villela is attended to by Dr. Julius. He's going to help him to his feet.
Yeah, I think he's okay. It looks shoulder to shoulder, to be honest, but when you're not expecting it, you're exposed while taking a shot.
Penguins coach Jeff Hannon having a conversation with the officials, and I mean, that's one you need an explanation for. Kid gets absolutely laid out at the point of the puck. I mean, I don't know where else the referees are looking if it's not there. You know, I see there's things behind the play from time to time, but
I'm sorting it out. Face off down in the D zone now. And
Kyle Verbeek also on the bench for the Penguins. It'll be Filiaggi, Hartman, Carter, Starr, and Ofty. They try to close it back to within one. A shot from the point goes off of Humanity in front. Controlled at the line by Brantford. Dumped down low. It'll be Starr now Ofterheide. Rimmed around to Hartman. Hartman off the skate. Cross ice feed just in the wickets of Carter. Cut off at center by Filiaggi. Now between the legs of Hartman to the corner of the Brantford zone. Powerful big defenseman number 9 will reverse. There's where that space opens up as they'll work the breakout out the weak side. Ofterheide will pick it up at center though, and pens her right back in. Looking to the middle. Just wrapping around behind. Centering one. There's Carter with a shot.
I think the net off again.
And the net is off another time. Just as the puck gets to the scoring area.
It's a good look by Ofterheide, carrying it all the way in. Maybe not when you have 4 guys going to the net, maybe just funnel some pucks into that area and get some grease. Nonetheless, he hung on to it and actually found Carter on the other side. Net was off, though, generating a good chance there. A little elusive play by Ofterheide in the neutral zone, and then used his legs to get up ice and make that happen.
Face-off controlled by the Penguins. Starr. D to Ofterhide. Ofterhide back across the green. Backhand wedge towards the net and blocked by Carter. Back come the 99ers into the offensive end. Defended by Starzy to the corner. And he does what he does. He takes the puck away and heads back the other direction. The 99ers will bank one off of a teammate before Filiaggi will get control. Filiaggi weaving to the middle. Kept outside by the Brantford defense. He'll set things up. Sneaky in the backside was off there. It comes off the side of the goalie and cleared to the wall.
Hartman ran into the goalie. He's right in the crease again.
Here's Ofterhide off the wall to Filiaggi. Back to Hartman. Hartman driving in. Firing one off of a skate. Evans to the puck. He'll twist. Back into trouble. Right in front of the bench. It's popped back to Julius. Now Merlot. Merlot goes cross ice to Julius, who weaves through the neutral zone. Crisscrossing with two Penguins. Wu and Evans heading towards the net. Wu gets to net front. Merlot, a shot blocked. It'll be picked up by Brantford. It's a potential one-on-one with Evans defending. Evans forcing it wide. Carried behind. Defended by Merlot at the opposite side. Back come the Pens. Inside of a minute to play here as Evans gets it into the offensive end. Will they bring Hanner to the bench? I would expect to see it soon, as here's Starr. Shooting one down low. Here's Wu to the corner for Real. In front, one-timer by Evans behind the cage. Real will pick it up.
We are sleeping on the goaltender pull situation here.
Starr cranks one off of a defender's skate. Here's Starzy again. A quick move around to the corner. Drawing two players, finding Wu. Wu back to Real. Real looking, setting one up. There's Evans with a shot in front. Battled for, puck loose, whistle blows. I mean, the clear puck loose there.
Goaltender now out. Strange whistle seems to have caused some confusion. I don't know,
There's a penalty.
Penalty for, I don't know what happened.
The Penguins will have a 6-on-4 here.
Hanner does leave the net, yep. 22 seconds left, 3-1 game. I'm going to win this face-off. We haven't won too many draws, I feel, against this team today.
We have parents screaming at a referee in the corner, and he's being kicked out. After the last game, I don't think they're going to be willing to take anything from the parent.
Yeah, there's nothing to be all screamy about in this one. Just go sit in the car, bud. Warm it up.
Real along the wall.
Get the numbers. They got numbers. The Pens trying to get that puck out of there. And Hartman, I think, will take, or who's that? Not Hartman, Filiaggi. Came in and a little shove on the boards, and looks like he'll sit now.
Roughing call on number 10. Evens things up 4-on-4 hockey for 13 seconds. Penguins still have 5 Penguins on the ice. They will pull one off here, as they have to return Hanner to the net. Face-off controlled by Starr. To Ofterhide. Popped up the wall, kept in by Brantford. Behind the Penguins' net as time ticks away. So the Penguins with a good showing, 3-2 here. Unable to get the final win, which will sit sour in the mind, I believe, of a number of these guys. A good back-and-forth game. Brantford just got to a couple pucks in front of the net and poked them by on rebounds. You know, it was, you said, a bit of a greasier, heavier, pushy, shovey, you know, like not dirty, clogged up game. And the Brantford team able to get to those clogged up pucks and and pop a couple by.
Yeah,
And
playing to their more style of play. I think they got big body kids. They got kids more willing to get in the way in those areas. They play that style. Even off offensive zone faceoffs, pushing everyone up in front of the net to jam things up. They were rewarded off 2 faceoff plays in the offensive zone as well by doing that. And that was a good weekend, a good concept of a tournament here this weekend, which was fun, and border battle and getting to play some Canadian teams and
thanks to
see some
Caesars for
other
putting
teams.
this together for
Yeah, it was
us.
awesome. Great experience.
So we'll be back in action next week. We're going to see the 2011s in Toronto. A trip north of the border for the first time in a while for the Pens Elite. So the 2011s, I think I'll get the next 2 weekends before we host some Canadians.
That's right.
So we'll be back in action next week. Cine TV, thanks for joining us. Make sure you subscribe.